Volgograd, formerly Tsaritsyn, 1589–1925, and Stalingrad, 1925–1961, is an important industrial city and the administrative center of Volgograd Oblast, Russia. It is 80 km long, north to south, and is situated on the western bank of the Volga River, after which the city was named. Population: 1,021,215, 1,011,417, 1,022,578. The city became famous for its resistance during the Battle of Stalingrad against the German army in World War II. It is often regarded as the largest and bloodiest battle in the history of warfare. History: Tsaritsyn. Although the city may have originated in 1555, documented evidence of Tsaritsyn located at the confluence of the Tsaritsyn and Volga rivers dates only from 1589. The fortress Tsaritsyn was established to defend the unstable southern border of the country. It was located slightly above the mouth of the Tsaritsyn River on the right bank. It soon became the nucleus of a trading settlement. In 1607, the fortress garrison rebelled against the Tsar's troops for 6 months. In 1608, the city had its first stone church, St. John the Baptist. At the beginning of the 17th century, the garrison consisted of 350 to 400 people. In 1670, troops of Stepan Razin captured the fortress. They left after a month. In 1708, the insurgent Cossack Kondraty Bulavin held the fortress. In 1717, Bulavin was sacked by the Crimean Tatars and Kuban. Later, in 1774, Yemelyan Pugachev unsuccessfully attempted to storm the city. In 1691, Tsaritsyn established customs. In 1708, Tsaritsyn was assigned to Kazan Governorate, in 1719, to Astrakhan Governorate, according to the census in 1720. The city's population was 408 people. In 1773, the city became the provincial and district town. From 1779, it belonged to Saratov Viceroyalty. In 1780, the city was under Saratov Governorate. In the 19th century, Tsaritsyn became an important river port and commercial center. The population expanded rapidly during the 19th century, increasing from fewer than 3,000 people in 1807 to about 84,000 in 1900. The first railroad was constructed to the town in 1862. The first theater opened in 1872, the first cinema in 1907. In 1913, Tsaritsyn's first tram line was built, and the city's first electric lights were installed in the city center. During the Russian Civil War, Tsaritsyn came under Soviet control from November 1917. In 1918, Tsaritsyn was besieged by white troops under Ataman Krasnov. 3 assaults by white troops were repulsed. However, in June 1919, Tsaritsyn was captured by the white forces of General Denikin, which left the city in January 1920. This was known as the Battle for Tsaritsyn. Stalingrad. The city was renamed Stalingrad after Joseph Stalin on April 10, 1925. This was officially to recognize the city's and Stalin's role in its defense against the whites between 1918 and 1920. In 1931, the German settlement colony Old Sarepta became a district of Stalingrad. Renamed Krasnoarmeyski Rayon, it became the largest area of the city. The first institute was opened in 1930. A year later, the Stalingrad Industrial Pedagogical Institute, now Volgograd State Pedagogical University, was opened. Under Stalin, the city became a center of heavy industry and transshipment by rail and river. It was attacked by German and Axis forces during World War II. In 1942, the city became the site of one of the pivotal battles of the war. The Battle of Stalingrad had perhaps the greatest casualty figures of any single battle in the history of warfare. The battle became a titanic struggle between Hitler and Stalin, as both saw it of great propaganda value, each keenly aware of the namesake of the city, and each poured hundreds of thousands of men into the battle. The battle began on August 23, 1942, and on the same day, the city suffered heavy aerial bombardment that reduced most of it to rubble. By September, the fighting reached the city center. The fighting was of unprecedented intensity. The central railway station of the city changed hands 13 times, and the Mamayev kurgan was captured and recaptured 8 times. By early November, the German forces controlled 90% of the city and had cornered the Soviets into 2 narrow pockets, but they were unable to eliminate the last pockets of Soviet resistance in time. On November 19, Soviet forces launched a huge counterattack. This led to the encirclement of the German Sixth Army and other Axis units. On January 31, 1943, the Sixth Army's commander, Field Marshal Friedrich Paulus, surrendered, and by February 2, with the elimination of straggling German troops, the Battle of Stalingrad was over. In 1945, the Soviet Union awarded Stalingrad the title Hero City for its resistance. Great Britain's King George VI awarded the citizens of Stalingrad the Dual Sword of Stalingrad in recognition of their bravery. As Stalingrad was destroyed during the war, in 1946, the construction of the modern city started. It included the memorial complex on the Mamayev kurgan. A number of cities around the world established sister, friendship and twinning links in the spirit of solidarity or reconciliation. One of the first sister city projects was that established during World War II between Stalingrad and Coventry in England. Both suffered extensive devastation from aerial bombardment. Volgograd in 1961. Nikita Khrushchev's administration changed the name of the city to Volgograd as a part of his program of de-Stalinization following Stalin's death, as he was trying to reduce the cult of personality. This action was and remains somewhat controversial, given Stalingrad's importance as a symbol of resistance during the war. During Konstantin Chernenko's brief administration in 1984, proposals were floated to revive its historic name. There remains a strong degree of local support for a reversion, but intermittent proposals have yet to be accepted by the Russian government. On May 21, 2007, the Communist Party of the Russian Federation obtained an important success in the Volgograd mayoral election. Communist candidate Roman Grebnikov was elected as mayor with 32.47% of the vote. Grebnikov is Russia's youngest mayor of the federal subject administrative center. In 2010, Russian monarchists and leaders of the Orthodox organizations demanded that the city should return to its original name Tsaritsyn, but the authorities rejected their proposal. On January 30, 2013, the Volgograd City Council passed a measure to use the title, Hero City Stalingrad, in city statements on 9 specific dates annually. On the following dates the title, Hero City Stalingrad, can officially be used in celebrations: February 2, February 23, May 8, May 9, June 22, August 23, September 2, November 19, and December 9. In addition, 50,000 people signed a petition to Vladimir Putin, asking that the city's name be permanently changed to Stalingrad. President Putin has replied that such a move should be preceded by a local referendum and that the Russian authorities will look into how to bring about such a referendum. Terrorist attacks on August 24, 2004, the Volga-Avia Express Flight 1353, a Tupolev Tu-134 aircraft flying from Moscow to Volgograd, exploded in mid-air and crashed as a result of suicide terrorist attack. 34 passengers and 9 crew members were on board the aircraft, all of whom died in the crash. A Siberia Airlines flight bound for Sochi that day was also bombed, killing all 46 who were on board. At approximately 2 p.m. on Monday, the 21st of October 2013, Russian intelligence officers reported a bomb carried by a female suicide bomber exploded on a passenger bus carrying 40 people while stopped at the Lesobaza bus stop. Irina Gogolova, a spokesperson from the Russian Emergency Situations Ministry, reported that at least 5 people died in the blast and 17 others were injured. On October 22, 2013, Vladimir Markin from Russia's investigative committee reported that the suicide bomber had been identified as 30-year-old Nadia Rasyolova of Dagestan. On December 29, 2013, a suicide bomber attack occurred at the Volgograd railway station, killing at least 17 people. It is not clear how many bombers were involved or who they were. The following day, a suicide bombing on a trolleybus killed at least 15 people. Politics. In 2011, the City Duma cancelled direct election of the mayor and confirmed the position of city manager. This was short-lived, as in March 2012, Volgograd residents voted for relevant amendments to the city charter to reinstate the direct mayoral elections. Administrative and municipal status. Volgograd is the administrative center of the oblast. Within the framework of administrative divisions, it is incorporated as the city of Oblast. Significance of Volgograd, an administrative unit with the status equal to that of the districts. As a municipal division, the city of Oblast. Significance of Volgograd is incorporated as Volgograd Urban Okrug. Economy. Modern Volgograd remains an important industrial city. Industries include shipbuilding, oil refining, steel and aluminum production, manufacture of machinery and vehicles, and chemical production. A large Volgograd hydroelectric plant is located a short distance to the north of Volgograd. Transportation. Volgograd is a major railway junction served by Pre-Volga Railway. Rail links from the Volgograd railway station include Moscow, Saratov, Astrakhan, the Donbas region of Ukraine, the Caucasus and Siberia. It stands at the east end of the Volga-Don Canal, opened in 1952 to link the two great rivers of southern Russia. European Route E40, the longest European route connecting Calais in France with Rida in Kazakhstan, passes through Volgograd. The M6 highway between Moscow and the Caspian Sea also passes through the city. The Volgograd Bridge, under construction since 1995, was inaugurated in October 2009. The city river terminal is the center for local passenger shipping along the Volga River. The Volgograd International Airport provides air links to major Russian cities as well as Antalya, Yerevan, and Aktau. Volgograd's public transport system includes a light rail service known as the Volgograd Metro Tram. Local public transport is provided by buses, trolleybuses and trams. The Volga River still is a very important communication channel. Volgograd hosts one of the few floating churches in the world, the floating church of St. Vladimir of Volgograd. City name. Beginning in 2013, for 9 days every year, the city may be officially referred to as Stalingrad. The city became famous for its resistance during the Battle of Stalingrad. Some residents have suggested that the city be permanently renamed Stalingrad. President Vladimir Putin has stated that such a move should be preceded by a local referendum. Climate. Under the Köppen climate classification, Volgograd has a humid continental climate. Culture and recreation. A memorial complex commemorating the Battle of Stalingrad, dominated by an immense allegorical sculpture the Motherland Calls, was erected on the Mamayev Kurgan, the hill that saw some of the most intense fighting during the battle. With its 85 meters, it is almost twice the height of the Statue of Liberty. It is the tallest statue of a woman in the world. The Panorama Museum sited on the Volga contains artifacts from World War II. These include a panoramic painting of the battlefield from the location of the monument on Mamayev Kurgan. A rifle of the famous sniper Vasily Zaitsev is also on display. Education. Higher education facilities include Volgograd State University, Volgograd State Technical University, Volgograd State Agriculture University, Volgograd State Medical University, Volgograd State University of Architecture and Civil Engineering, Volgograd Academy of Industry, Volgograd Academy of Business Administration, Volgograd State Pedagogical University. Sports. Notable people: Vasily Zaitsev, Soviet sniper and a hero of the Soviet Union. Kurt Adler, conductor. Nikolai Davydenko, tennis player. Sasha Filippov, spy. Oleg Grebnev, handball player. Larissa Ilchenko, long-distance swimmer. Yelena Isabayeva, pole vaulter. Lev Ivanov, association football manager. Yuri Kalitvinziev, association football manager. Graham Kensley, entrepreneur and film producer. Elim Klimov, film director. Alexei Kravtsov, jurist. Vladimir Khrushchev, statesman. Tatiana Lebedeva, jumper. Maxim Marinin, figure skater. Maxim Opalev, sprint canoe. Alexandra Pakhmutova, composer. Denis Pankratiev, Olympic swimmer. Evgeny Plushenko, Olympic figure skater. Yevgeny Sadovya, Olympic swimmer. Natalia Shipilova, handball player. Yelena Slesarenko, high jumper. Elena Tregubova, rhythmic gymnast. Igor Vasilev, handball player. Oleg Veretennikov, association football player. Leonid Slutsky, football coach. International relations. Volgograd is twinned with several communities in France and Italy have streets or avenues named after Stalingrad, hence Place de Stalingrad in Paris and the eponymous Paris metro station of Stalingrad.